Back after a brief hiatus, Burgundy and Bold podcast, Lynnell Willingham, alongside Redskins Super Bowl winning tight end Rick Doc Walker, bringing you a Christmas Eve episode. Tomorrow, the Commanders and Cowboys going to lock horns on Christmas live on Netflix. Doc, you've been around the game for a long time. First of all, happy holidays to you and yours as well as our listeners. But did you ever think you'd see the team playing on Christmas Day on Netflix?
No, but once it started, I mean, it's inevitable. You're going to get two big brands. They're going to be on every network possible because the NFL knows how to make money, and they can't produce a product. They can't control the product, but the vehicle, nothing surprises me with the vehicle.
Yeah, I'm honestly excited about it. It stinks that we're both eliminated at this point. I think that's probably the worst part of it all. We were having a conversation earlier. You think the NBA is going, we finally got one up on it. This is the NBA's only chance at getting their Christmas Day back because we're getting, 3 third-string quarterbacks are going to start. 4 of the 6 teams that are playing are eliminated from contention. Are you somebody that watches NBA games on Christmas? Is that your bit?
Well, yeah, because Lakers Celtics, when they're back in the
Exactly.
day, me and my son had a rivalry, but it's all they've got their new Emmerich's deal, which I think is quite successful for them. And I watched all of that, the final game. It's about getting eyes to it.
Right.
We know that it doesn't conclude anything. It's just a midway point.
Yeah.
I don't need Netflix to get me excited about skins and boys. I just need it to happen. So I'm all for it. And you can't predict who's going to be good at it. Hell, the Cowboys haven't done anything of significance in 30 years, and they're still the number 1 draw in the country. So what's your point?
Yeah. It's amazing, though. The two, like you said, it's more about brand awareness, brand recognition.
Yeah.
It'll be cool to watch from a football standpoint, Doc. I know we didn't record after last weekend's game because I was just absolutely sick to my stomach. I couldn't handle talking about it. As we sit here with 2 games remaining, when you look at this group, big picture, what is your confidence that they're going to be able to turn this around next season? Because I keep saying it, Doc. I give a rat's ass about the games anymore. The number one thing I'm focused on is that end-of-season press conference when it's Dan Quinn, when it's Adam Peters, when it's Lance Newmark sitting up there in front of our reporters trying to explain, 1, why this went wrong, and then 2, how they're going to get it fixed so folks can get back on board.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right, and all of that will happen. And for those that tune in, good luck. I mean, because they can't say anything to me. I have to wait until I see what happens with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Because why would I trust what comes out of their mouth? You're telling me it's going to be a drastic change? What's the philosophy? They don't believe in complimentary football. So what difference does it matter, really?
I wouldn't say they don't believe in it, Doc. I would say they're having a hard time consistently doing it.
Why aren't they consistently doing it if they believe in it?
Maybe you should get a credential and be in the press room.
No, I'm just asking. No, you're the one said it. You said what they do. I'm watching the games. I don't see it.
Yeah.
So
it's something that we talk about. They talk about it, and I know every time I use the word talk, I'm like, I know what you're going to say in response.
Yeah. No, but go ahead and do it. No. You can't avoid this. You're just like them. See what I mean? It's a verbal.
It's a word salad. That's a new term,
Exactly. And the only way you smoke them out of this tent is to cut your ears off.
Yeah.
And open your eyes.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what they say. They don't do what they say.
Yeah.
So if you don't play complementary football, which means for the non-hip impaired, ball control, you run the ball, you let your defense breathe and suck oxygen and eat fruit on the sidelines. You consume clock, kick field goals, or score, and you have time of possession. You don't turn it over. Pretty simple formula.
It is.
But we don't believe in it. So we're doing it their way, which is Cliff's way. Because as far as I'm concerned, he controls the flow of the entire team.
Because you got to score to win.
Point yeah, blank. He's the most influential person on game day.
Do you give him any sort of a lifeline when you consider the fact that he's had to call the game without the top signal caller, talking about Jaden Daniels? Jaden Daniels has started 7 games this year. You let Josh Allen start 7 games, what will the Bills look like? You let Mahomes start 7 games, what will Kansas City look like? You let
depends on who their backup is, because they're going to be prepared. They're not going to kill the season because of one player.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No smart organization would.
I think what we've both been critical of, their inability to adapt and adjust is the thing that's probably driven you the most crazy, because I think you obviously
it doesn't drive me crazy. Doc, it surprises me that you don't see it.
It's not that I don't see it. I just and
no, you don't accept it. You don't accept it,
and I think that's the better way to put it. It's hard for me to accept it.
Yeah.
The next man up mentality is great, but at some point, like, they're backups for a reason.
Well, because you're confusing the military's. That's a military term, because all their backups are prepared.
Right.
What you fail to realize is that when our armed forces say next man up, they know how they've been trained. So it really is next man up. You hear nothing from your camp other than excuses as to why it won't work. Well, he hadn't had enough rep. Well, whose fault is that?
Yeah.
You got nothing else to do over there for 8 hours or 10 hours a day. You don't have them ready to play.
And they all got
Just
the
say
iPad.
that.
And look, they all got the iPad that they take.
Well, they got everything. I worked for a man that had a specific coach with all his backup quarterbacks all day. Jerry Rome. The Trent Greens of the world, the Mark Rippers of the world, Doug Williams over there. I saw all these guys on the alternate field all day being trained. Because this man had foresight. He understood that in case of injury, I can't trash my season.
Yeah.
Most of those guys that he trained one-on-one went on to lead teams and be Pro Bowl players.
Because they had good backups. And that's where I think
some people consider him a backup.
How much better can you make the Florida roster? How much better can you get the floor of this roster?
How much better does any position get when you're here?
Well,
is it the trainers? Is it the developers? Is it the scheme? What is it? And you can't answer that because you don't know.
No.
You have no idea what it is.
And that's what I'm starting to think. You know how in college when a team dominates another team, you can normally say, well, maybe their strength and conditioning program just isn't as good.
Yeah, no, you got the best. You got one of the best.
This is the National Football League. You're afforded every resource possible.
And your guy Chad's one of the best. He's one of the best.
Yeah.
There is no excuse for it. Unless you want to make up one for him, and go right ahead. Or you can say we'll lose so we can get a better pick. Who's picking?
That's the thing that I want to get in. That's what I want to get into with here, because I saw somebody put this on X, and it made me think. What's more important for this group? Because you got limited draft picks. Is it more important how they handle the draft, Doc, or is it more important how they handle free agency and trades? Because they're going to have to spend money. Right, I think it's only 34 guys under contract that season, and you're going to have to sign 20 new guys. It's a real, and I don't like to do. I know you think I love this, but I don't love to live in the futuristic bit.
Yes, you
but
do.
Like it's hard to talk about this group and not think about, damn, this is an important offseason. And I'm at a point right now when you swing and miss the way that you did in year 1 in the draft. And then this year's class is still TBD, and I think year 1's class is TBD as well. I don't know, long story short, I don't know how much of a trust level I have in the management group to pick college talent. As far as NFL free agents, I think they specialize in that. I don't know if we have the right eyes evaluating the college talent, because we got to get younger. We got to draft well.
Well, I heard a talk show host on the air. And he was putting on a magnificent performance, and he mentioned that the scouts had been retained from the Rivera era, and I thought he was lying, because I said there's no way anybody would be dumb enough.
The entertainer and host he's talking about is yours truly, the youngest of dogs, Lynnell Willingham.
To inherit a program that was rotted to the core, and they had made more bad selections and people than anybody in the whole league. Ended up one of the worst rosters in the history of the sport. And they had all these people, and that's when I knew then, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we've been set up again. So I go, okay, well, let's see who can fix this. And I don't know if there's anybody over there capable of fixing it, but we'll find out. But at that point, do you really think?
What was your reaction when I unearthed that?
Well, when I was listening to the guy, and again, I have to take him with a grain of salt.
Oh, man.
He's a hell of an entertainer, but I don't necessarily know. I have to fact check him, and I did, and he was right. He was right. And that point, then I was done.
Yeah.
That sucked all the enthusiasm that I had because I didn't have no reason.
Can you try to find an explanation for why that's the case?
Oh, like the whole NFL is run off friendships and relationships.
It's a buddy, yeah.
It's a buddy deal. Everybody gets paid. You don't have to win. It's not life or death. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
That if you can take some, radio and TV people being critical of your opinion, decisions, or whatever, that's pretty much all going to happen. Nobody's, for the most part, they still sell tickets.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that in a second. But
well, I mean, no. Now it's easy to turn your back on it at the end because everybody's terrible,
right?
In both markets, even the famed Crows, are suffering.
That situation up there is crazy, by the way. But real quick, they get a pass for retaining the scouts for the first year. Doc, I think you get a pass for it because think about when you're hired; those dudes have already done the homework. They've been on the road all year long, so you do want to lean on them. But normally at the end of the draft process, and when April goes and moves on, you normally fire some of those guys. They kept every last one of them, and they're doing it again for this year's draft. I'm stunned by that. I don't understand for the life of me why we're expecting different results in the draft if there's the same people on the road watching the players. And I think, Doc, the common fan doesn't understand. Adam Peters, and this is why I wish I was saying this on the air the other day, Doc. I'm tired of him always looking like he's well-rested. I don't want my GM to look well-rested. I want his ass to look tired. I want dark circles under his eyes because that means he's up at night watching tape trying to improve the team. The process that fans don't understand that happens, these scouts are the ones that go on the road. They bring Adam their reports, and then Adam sifts through it. So there is a lot of trust that you have to have between your GM and your scouts because you don't have the time during the year to hit the road the way that they do. That's their job. That's their only job. So if he can't trust the scouts' evaluations, then of course he's not going to pick good players because he's not picking from a pool of good talent. That's what I'm like dumbfounded about. Why is he leaning on people he didn't hire?
I don't know. That's what the media, and again, they may be excellent at what they do. They may be. But I have no idea.
I doubt it.
I'm only looking at the result because how do I know the people can't play? They don't put them in the game.
Well,
there's a disconnect between the coaches and the scouts.
Yeah.
And the coaches and the head coaches and the assistant coaches. You really don't know what's what in any area. Clearly, there's a friendship issue on defense.
Well, I think they're trying to get certain people to career milestones. Bobby's about to get 2,000 career tackles, so they don't want to play McGee to eat into his snaps. But I'm like, the hell with that, man. Look, and I said this the other day too, Doc. I get you're trying to get the man to 2,000 tackles. I think it's commendable. It's excellent. Doesn't mean you can't play Jordan McGee in place of Frankie Louvu. Every game we watch, we've been talking about McGee for over 6 to 8 weeks now, Doc. Every time we do this, he looks like he's shot out of a cannon. He looks like he's playing a different sport than what the other guys are on defense, yet they won't play him. At what point does your patience run out with their inability to play the young guys? Or their unwillingness, rather, to play the young guys?
Well, I understand I can't do anything about that. That's an ownership issue. And so That's why I'm waiting to see what their reaction is to these lack of results that come up. I can't judge them by their past, because if I do that, I'd be discouraged. Because Philadelphia has been way worse than this, and they on the basketball side, and nothing's happened. I don't know if anything needs to happen. It's not my job.
Well, he's a patient dude, like you just mentioned with the
Well,
Sixers.
yeah, but patience. But what does that mean? I mean, it means how patient would he be if he had empty arena?
Yeah.
His arena's still packed. Problem is, people complain, but they still show up. Once they stop showing up, then you got an issue.
Because that stadium's going to have to get opened up sooner rather than later.
Well, yeah, and they've got a lot of things, and they've done a great job on the business side.
Yeah.
How can you not like what they've done? But from a football standpoint, I have a number of questions. Just to understand we're looking at the same thing. Because, and I hear people calling the radio station, and they say they hope Kingsbury gets a job. What does that mean? He's had success, but that doesn't mean I have to like his style.
Right.
I think he's competent as hell. Really is. But he needs somebody to reprimand him from some decisions he's made.
Yeah, I think what you're referring to is the play calling, the lack of feel for when to run the football, when not to run the football. There is a choice.
Complementary football.
Yeah, the lack of complementary football and the offense not helping out in that department. I think you're spot on with that. I don't know if he gets a job. I don't know if he gets a job. I wouldn't be moved one way or another. I wouldn't think it's the end of the world if he got a job. I wouldn't think it's, a terrible situation if he came back. I think the most important thing is, like you said, all of them getting on the same page. And he spoke about it this week in terms of with the injuries, they've had to adjust in a way that they did not anticipate doing it. I get frustrated and roll my eyes when I hear that, because that's what life is. It's not just about football. It's can you adjust in life? We all have things that change in our life, and we adjust to it or else. The difference with him is he's getting a big paycheck to make those adjustments, and for whatever reason, they're not. Too many dud performances this year from the offense, regardless of what's happening with the personnel.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. But I know I want to wrap this up here, because we both have things that we got to continue to do throughout the day. We didn't mention the environment that you anticipate coming up tomorrow on Christmas Day. Philadelphia took over the lower bowl last week. I say this all the time, Doc. I don't know if you agree. You've been around here obviously way longer than I have. I think there are more Cowboy fans than Washington fans in the DMV region.
Well, I think that's ridiculous.
You think I'm wrong with that?
But no, I think what you did it for why you said it, it's great. It makes sense. Because you're going to elicit a reaction. I mean, it's, you put cyanide in it. I get what you're doing, and it's fine. It works.
What you want to say?
It works. It works. And so, no way in the hell there ain't more Cowboy fans than they are.
There are a lot of
people that believe Burgundy and Gold, but there are a lot of them that have done well enough to be able to afford tickets.
Yeah. Do you think they'll show up? Do you think? Yes. Do you think we'll see a packed stadium Christmas Day, no matter what?
I don't know. I plan to be there around 11, and I hope that all the fanatics show up. Yeah. And I think they will, because they've already purchased their tickets. They already would have had to have had them.
Yeah.
I don't know how many tickets just laying around.
I don't know. Yeah, the resale market's probably insane.
Well, now that the Cowboys are out of it,
right?
I think their diehards take the biggest hits.
Yeah.
Unless there's a real rivalry involved. Then you don't care who's in contention.
If the overhang of Christmas will impact the attendance, knowing that both teams are out, will people just say, "Well, the hell with this? I'm gonna just stay my ass at home."
They're going to be a percentage of those people, but they're not really into it. Because if they're already into it, they've already planned this.
Right. You're planning Christmas around the game at this point.
Yeah, this has already been done.
Yeah.
They had to make that commitment 6 to 8 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They say, well, here's what we're going to do. Now, some of them will drop off and others will pick it up. I would assume that the price of admission has dropped considerably, which then opens up more opportunities.
Yeah.
For
That'll be
people to go.
fascinating.
It'll be yeah. Well, I look forward to it.
It'll be fascinating
because
to see. I hope we have something good to talk about after.
I was shocked last year when I walked in there and walked on that tunnel and looked out and saw them in white, and I said, "You got to be kidding me!" And I hope one of the rocket scientists over there realized that put them in blue. They hate it. Put them in blue, and go and do what you got to do, and outscore them by a point, and then we can attack you all week because you'll be on, and you'll have to explain it.
Well, I'll try my best to do so. Continue to like, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate the support we continue to get. As the off season approaches, we'll get you guys an episode twice a week is the plan, and we have a big show announcement coming up soon. So make sure you stick around for that. For the DOC, Rick Doc Walker, I am Lynnell Willingham. Happy holidays to you and yours. This has been the Burgundy and Bold podcast.